Deshaun Watson put out his weekly podcast, and he had an interesting quote that I thought we could discuss. This is Deshaun on his podcast, QB Unplugged with Quincy Avery, and we will discuss what he had to say afterwards. And Steve, you can play.
Your offense is looking real dynamic. We got Jeudy. We got Coop. We got Elijah Moore.
Yes, sir.
We got Chubb and Njoku.
Yes, sir.
We got you behind center. Is this everything you need to win a Super Bowl?
We got the pieces. You feel me? I think we just got to put it all together. And, once we all get healthy and we get that opportunity, while we all out there on the field at the same time for, a full season, hell yeah, we got the chance to do it. I think we got the defense, we got the offense, we got the special teams, we got the culture, we got the fan base, we got everything for it to do it. We just got to go do it now.
What do you think?
If Hines is a good returner, we definitely got the special teams. That's the first thing that stood out when he said we got the offense, the defense. I was with him on both.
He didn't say the coaching staff.
It's all
y'all catch
it. You didn't cut that out.
You see that?
See, that's what I'm talking
now
about.
You're digging, Bull.
No,
I'm talking about.
I wasn't trying to make anything of it. I was just
he was being funny.
You put it.
You need that. That's part of.
Is that culture?
That's part of the offense and defense.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that.
They don't separate players.
I'll give you that. I'm not trying to stir up the pot. But I'm not trying to stir the pot. I promise. Go ahead.
What James Hart used to do. Anyways, no. They got the pieces for sure, and it is about putting it together. But you got so many different things now, elements. You got a new, I don't know if he called it the plays. You got a new guy that's called plays that you got coming in. You got a bunch of you got receivers that's coming in. You got to get healthy. Chubb got to get healthy. So it's a lot of things. If everything clicks, yes. Last year told you that you had the talent to go do all of those things. Defense can't just have a bad day. That's all that is. But you got the pieces, yes. You just got to put it together like he's saying. But we'll see. Like I said, the first thing you need to do is get healthy. That's the number one thing.
You heard what he said. He's like, once we get healthy and we all get an opportunity to be out there ready to go for a whole season. I'm like, that's a lot of ifs. That's a whole lot of. It's a whole lot of just.
It's a violent game.
Yeah, like I never liked that. That sounds like your mom when she tell you, "Hey, if I get straight A's, can I get that PlayStation?" She say, "We'll see." So you know how hard it is to get straight A's, and you talk about "we'll see." Like I need a guarantee written down something.
You can't guarantee something like that.
Listen, I'm not saying he can't. But I would be refreshed to be like, listen.
And the healthy thing is kind of a wash because they weren't healthy last year and they still did a lot of good things.
So that's why I'm expecting them to be like, oh, did you see what they was doing last year? When we didn't have none of these doing last year. As soon as I get back on the field, it's a wrap.
I'm pretty sure he thinks that.
Let me ask you this. How many teams do you think in the AFC could have a reasonable shot if things go their way, right?
Let me pull up my
to make the Super Bowl. I'll give you.
Hold on, let me look it up.
I think there's 6 teams that are definitely have a shot.
Go ahead.
Browns, Ravens, Bengals, Bills, Chiefs, Texans. That's my top 6.
Ravens.
Anybody arguing with any of those 6? Anybody?
Say it again.
The Bills are my least favorite of the
Bills,
6.
Chiefs, Texans, Bengals, Browns, Ravens. Those 6 have a legit. Now, there's others that you can make a case for, but I'm saying I don't think any of those 6 are debatable, in my opinion. Anybody want to debate?
I'll give you those. Those are correct.
Those are
Earl,
correct.
Mike, anybody?
And I think fringe teams like the Jets and the Chargers.
We'll get to those. But I think those 6, it's hard to argue against any of those.
Right. I get that.
You agree, Tyvis?
I agree with you.
Okay. Let's talk about some other teams. Do we think they have a legitimate chance if things go their way, they stay healthy, things go their way? Do the Steelers have a chance?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I would put them in the yes category.
Yep.
Anybody say no to the Steelers?
They won 10 games with Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, and Mitch Trubisky last year. You would think Justin Fields and Russell Wilson's an upgrade.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 7 teams in the AFC. Jacksonville.
No.
I kind of want to say yes.
I do too.
I still think it's chance Trevor Lawrence is a great quarterback.
I do too. I like their weapons.
They not because they ain't gonna win their division. Houston is.
Yeah.
Well, there's 3 teams in the AFC North that are not.
Cincinnati's back.
I'm gonna say no.
Cincinnati's back. So
Well, but then why'd you say yes to the Steelers when they're not likely to win their division?
Because I would pick them over Jacksonville.
Okay.
If it came down to that last spot,
Yeah.
I would take them over Jacksonville.
I'm gonna say no on Jacksonville.
You're going to say no on Jacksonville. All right.
They're fringe.
I'm going to say yes. I think there is a scenario Jacksonville can win a Super Bowl. Anybody else with me on a possible yes? I'm not saying it's likely. I'm just saying it's not a 1,000,000 shot, I don't think. Anybody else, or am I alone on Jacksonville?
Yeah, I think you're alone on that one.
Okay. Indianapolis?
No.
No. Anybody a yes on Indianapolis? The Jets? Aaron Rodgers is
If
healthy?
everything goes right,
Yeah.
that's
They give
parameters.
Mike Williams, yeah.
We give the Jets a shot? We're putting the Jets on?
Yeah.
I am not putting the Jets on. You guys all are. So I got Jacksonville. You guys got the Jets. So that's 8 teams, we all think.
Was they
Miami. What about Miami?
I
think you got to say yes to. I'm saying yes to Miami. That's possible.
I like Miami
What
more
are you
than I like
asking? Playoffs
the
or
Jets
Super
and the
Bowl?
Dolphins.
Could this team get to the Super Bowl?
Oh, that changes a lot. For
Yes.
me.
Well, now what?
That's what he said since the beginning.
I
think
thought
he
we
was
was
saying.
just talking the playoffs.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna get realistic and hard and tough.
to get to the Super
That was
Bowl.
crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Ty, here's
What?
what I'm saying.
You said something, Blast?
Yeah,
I think the Browns could have a home game in the first round, and they could not make the playoffs. Both of those things are possible. And I'm not saying not make the playoffs because they're 6-11. I'm saying it's possible they could finish 9-8 and not make the playoffs.
But I think what you're
and I was
saying
saying about most of those teams outside, especially in the North.
That's a 2-game swing. That's only a 2. Like
Exactly.
It's only a 2-game.
That's right.
You know. So
all 4 North teams, in my opinion, could. I like some more than others, but all 4 of the teams I believe in the North could finish in any spot in the division.
I do. I believe so too.
I mean,
I agree.
you could pick them in any order, and you're not crazy, in my opinion. So especially if there's some luck there, right? Some team gets lucky. You face teams at the right time. You have better injury luck.
Now,
who knows?
Now, is there any way at the end? Now, this is in your mind. Is there any way that you would think at the end of the year you would say, Deshaun Watson is the best quarterback in the division last year?
I think that's highly unlikely.
What percent chance?
That you could say that he was the
That's
best.
the best quarterback in the division. Percent chance in the AFC North.
I would say 5%.
Woo!
Really?
That's.
I'd go higher than that.
I'd go higher than that.
Woo!
You think there's a better than 5% chance he's better than both Lamar and Burrow this year?
Yeah.
I was going to say between 10 and 15.
I was going to go 25.
Wow. What do you think, Mike?
I said between 10 and 15.
G?
Well, Lamar has no I guess he get more.
I'm a Kool-Aid drinker. So I'm gonna say 30%.
I'm not saying there's a 5% chance he's going to be good.
No.
I'm saying there's a 5%
30.
chance he's going to be better than both of those guys.
I got 25%.
I say 30. The only reason 70 is a lot. Like 70 is a slam dunk. The only reason I'm saying that kinda is this. Like, okay, Joe Burrow, let's be clear.
He often coming off injury.
Joe Burrow, I don't like that. I don't like how the fact he couldn't throw and his wrist was limp. I don't like that. Like,
I don't like it either.
like, I don't like when he had that RoboCop a bowling sleeve on. I was like, what's going on? And I was like, man, look. At what point are you going to say Burrow's injury prone too?
If he gets hurt again this year, then he goes into that category.
No, I think he already in that category. He's
I
missed
do too.
he's
He's in
missed
the
every
category with Ben
preseason.
Roethlisberger?
He's missed every preseason.
I forgot about the.
You're right.
Game.
That's
Definitely
injury
injured.
prone.
I forgot about the calf.
He's missed regular season games in 2 out of 4 years.
I forgot about the
That's
calf
injury prone.
Yeah.
The calf injury was like I'm like, okay, he'll get better with that.
Yeah.
And the reason why I don't really go that difficult and go that hard against people that want to say that, you know, they leery of Deshaun Watson with injuries is because of this. Anytime you got anything on your throwing arm that hurt, I just get freaked out by that. You know, like when you looking at his shoulder, nobody has had it before.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know about, but the Watson injury is more unique than the Joe Burrow injury.
Yes.
That's the
so
yeah, I mean, if you want to argue that Joe Burrow's injury prone, to me, if he gets injured again this year, I'd put him into that category. I'm not there yet, but it's not unfair to call him injury prone. Yeah,
and so the only reason I'm saying that I can see 30% is because I still don't see Lamar Jackson as a
throwing.
Well, Lamar has been a little inconsistent in his career.
Yeah, like
he's had the 2 seasons where his MVP was fantastic, and then the 2 years in between he was just okay.
He got hurt.
If Joe Burrow comes
Right,
back,
but even before he got hurt those years, he wasn't playing the same level as he's played the last 2
If it
years.
takes him,
He also didn't have anybody to throw to. But
well, that's true.
if it takes him a
That's
little bit to get back, and Joe Burrow ain't in sync the first few games, and Lamar Jackson is a little inconsistent. Offensive line has gotten worse, more sacks. I can see where Deshaun Watson is playing good football and continues to get better each.
I just think I've seen a lot more greatness from Joe and Lamar in the last few years, and I haven't seen any from Watson.
I personally think Lamar's numbers ain't gonna be up this year because you got Derrick Henry now, so it's like more running. So I think his rushing.
They already ran a lot.
Right, but now it's going to be much more effective, I think.
I don't know, though. He's old. I don't think they want to overdo him.
That's what he is. That's just how you do it.
Yeah, but you want to keep him fresh for the end of the year, don't you?
He's been fresh for the end of the year for many seasons.
For me,
his body's used to that now.
For me, Lamar Jackson, to me, he has to. I'm not very if we playing the Ravens, I didn't see him mess up too much, and I didn't see him be too erratic.
He did do that.
I'm not scared to go play the Ravens. If you playing a playoff like Mahomes, this new playoff Mahomes go on the road and beat you, and don't turn the ball over.
But the bottom line is, if you're starting a team right now and your choice is Deshaun Watson or Lamar Jackson, you're taking Lamar Jackson.
Lamar.
Yeah, you probably
and
Lamar. You're going to take Joe Burrow. You're going to
take Burrow over.
Yeah.
You're going to take that too.
That's it. Now, doesn't mean Watson can't turn that back around, but right now, you'd be crazy to take Watson over either of those guys. That doesn't mean it can't happen, right? I thought Jared Goff's career was done, and now he's become a decent NFL quarterback. Great. But he's a decent,
they surrounded him
solid
with talent,
quarterback.
Given the totality of skill positions, he mentioned a bunch of those players. You mentioned Chubb, Jeudy, Njoku, Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, guys like that. Who has the skill set, the skill position battle? Who's winning that now?
What are you talking about?
So who has the best skill positions? I think
between who?
The Browns and the rest of the AFC North.
Well, Jamar Chase is still Jamar Chase.
But
T. Higgins is still T. Higgins.
But there's other positions. There's tight end. There's running back.
All right, let's rank. I know we're going to go down this road, but we want to go down this road. I'm fine with that. All right, so running back. Let's look at the 4 teams in the division. Who's number 1?
Nick Chubb, a healthy Nick Chubb.
Yeah, but Nick Chubb's not healthy. We don't know where he is right now.
True.
But you got to factor that in.
I'm just guessing we get regular Nick Chubb.
If you get regular Nick Chubb,
then of course he's one.
I'm gonna take Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
But I could argue that the Steelers' backfield right now you might rather have because they got obviously neither of those guys is as good as Chubb, but they're 2 good backs and they're younger and healthier.
I take Derrick Henry and Keaton Mitchell.
Derrick Henry's old. It's possible he goes off the cliff this year.
What was how many yards he rushed for last year?
About 1,100 yards last year.
But wasn't it his lowest yards per carry in a long time?
Yes.
Oh, what?
I'm gonna go.
He got you 1,100 yards.
So you take.
I don't even think Najee Harris smelled 1,100 yards. Did he?
Because they're splitting carries.
Najee had close to 11.
Okay.
Probably a lot less carries than Derrick Henry.
Najee had 1,035 yards and 8 touchdowns on 255 attempts. Derrick Henry had 1,067, so closer to 12 than 11.
What did Warren
on
have?
280.
What did Warren have?
And Jalen Warren.
How many more carries did Henry have versus what's his name?
About 40.
Okay, 40 more
That's
carries.
not that
and
big
Jalen
of a
Warren
difference.
added 800 yards and 4 touchdowns.
On how many carries?
149.
800 yards on 149
Keith
carries.
Mitchell only played in 4 games. He had 4 touchdowns.
I'm going to say.
You can vote for him.
Listen, it's pretty close. The Bengals I'd put
who are you
fourth.
voting for? Pick your team.
What's that?
Running backs. Pick your team. Let's go.
I got Browns.
Oh, I got the Browns.
Am I assuming health with Chubb or no?
However you want to take
Whatever we have right now.
It's close between them and the Ravens, but
I think all 3 are close.
I like them too, but I'm going.
The Bengals is last.
But the Bengals are last, but they're not bad either. But it's definitely last.
I'm just not big on Moss.
I would go right now. I'm going to go the Browns 1 Steelers 2, Ravens 3, Bengals 4.
Okay.
I'm going Browns 1, Ravens 2, Steelers 3.
I got Browns 1. I'm going to have to go with the Steelers 2. I just talked myself out of the Ravens. Ravens 3 and the Bengals 4.
Receivers. Is anyone going to argue that the Bengals aren't
The Bengals are
1?
1.
And tight end.
I mean, obviously if they end up trading Higgins, it changes. But
Tight end, ooh.
hold on. So we got to do the rest of the order in
Okay,
the,
so
in
you
the
got
wide receiver. So Bengals 1, who's 2?
Browns.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm actually take the Browns 1. That's crazy.
You taking Pickens or Cooper?
Cooper.
I would take
You think Cooper's still going to be better than Pickens this year?
Yep.
Who's their Steelers' number 2 receiver?
Well, they traded
They
Deontay
traded
Johnson.
Deontay Johnson.
No, I know that, but who's their number
Calvin Austin.
2? Nah, they'll draft somebody. But all
I'll
right.
give me the
Yeah, I would
Browns.
go Browns too. We can't overhype.
They signed Van Jefferson. He's their number 2 right now.
I mean,
Browns
Jeudy
is
hasn't
too.
done much. Let's be fair about it. But I would take the Steelers too. I mean, the Browns too.
I got Browns 2.
And I would take
Steelers 3
3,
and
Ravens
then
4.
yeah.
Yep.
All right, tight ends.
Tight end.
I'm gonna go.
Mark Andrews.
I'm gonna go with.
Healthy
Ravens.
Mark
Whoa.
Healthy Mark Andrews?
Yeah, come on.
Stop it. Don't do that.
Bro,
Don't be that.
Bro,
I know Njoku
man,
went crazy.
Njoku
Yeah, but
went
Andrews done his whole
crazy.
career, though.
He went crazy at the end of the year, bull.
I love him.
I love him too. He's
But
definitely
he's
a
gotta be
close
too.
second for sure.
But they got likely too. So I like
I gotta
Andrews
go
are likely.
he do that.
I
Forgot
gotta
all
go
about
Ravens
him.
1,
The Ravens 1.
Browns 2.
Browns 2.
Browns 2.
I guess
Steelers
the Steelers
3.
Although I think Mike Gesicki's going to be good with the Bengals.
Solid.
Fire
He
move.
could be better than Freiermuth, but I'd have to go Steelers 3, Bengals